Oh, currently I'm now live today, so we are going to be painting using Monotype style, and today's subject is going to be 3 little blue tits. Now I've got blue tits in our garden. They feed off a soot feeder on the windowsill, so you see them regularly. They're quite funny. Now with monotypes, normally what you would do, you see most monotype with printing, where you would lay your ink on a flat glass plate or a platinum plate. You would take out negative areas to create your white space, and then you would press a piece of flat paper to your plate, and that would create your monotype print. Obviously I don't do printing, although one of these days I'll actually like to get to see some printmaking. But so what we do is we tend to kind of replicate this with ink. In this case it's an acrylic ink, it's a black acrylic ink, and we're just going to basically map out the shapes. So I've got 3 birds. I'm using a fan brush because I want to accent some shapes. I don't want large, just a flat block of what you get with a paintbrush. Just some fun with the fact that you can't quite control this brush as much as a normal brush, and therefore where it kind of lands and where it goes, you kind of get some other interesting marks and shapes. Just gonna put that there. That's there. So we've got this branch that was sitting on. Now I don't normally do a branch completely cutting off the page, because obviously the result of that is when I go from left to right, I end up with cutting off the bottom section of the paper. But in the case of this case, I think actually it's going to work really well to kind of block off where these birds are. The photo I'm using is a reference photo from Pixabay, and it actually shows the 3 birds stood on individual piece of wood. I think it's actually a single bird, and it's been taken at different angles and then kind of superimposed it in a way that kind of looks like there's three birds stood together nearby on individual posts. But I'm going to, instead, rather than having them on a post, I'm going to have them on this branch. The reason for that is because I think the composition is going to look a little better with them doing that. If I leave them where they are, it's just going to look a little odd having them individual. It makes sense in the photo because it's clear that this photographer has taken the time to kind of take these different angles. His tail needs to be longer. Blue tits have notoriously long tails, a bit like wagtails. They tend to have very long tails. They're forever bouncing. And this one stood used to be a weird angle, so this one's here. It's kind of like the fact that with this brush you just don't know where it's going to go. It's got a life of its own. The paper I'm using today is Timelapse. It's grey flannel. It's quite it's not the usual sort of papers. I use a lot of sander papers for my animal work and my wildlife paintings, and that's because I need to put down a lot of layers. Whereas with monotyping, I don't actually need a lot of layers, I just need to do the blocks, show where our little birdie is, and where each one of the little birdies are, in this case. Got a tuft here. Now I'm just going to excuse this for a second because I can guarantee that my husband is going to walk in. He likes to do that, despite me telling him that I was going to do a live session on Instagram. He then probably forgets. That's pretty normal. So if he does suddenly appear and interrupt, just ignore him. I do. So should you. I want to move this bird. I don't want this bird to be too close to those two, so I'm going to move him to here. He's actually kind of leaning down, so he's got a kind of odd shape to him because his tail is fanned out slightly and comes in at this angle, like he's throwing his butt up in the air. I don't know about you guys if you've seen these or if you regularly see these. Take some time to actually look at how delicate these birds actually are. They've got such a small frame on them, but the majority of their frame is vastly made up of fluff. Which is one of those things, I'm never really sure why. So you are do that. But yeah, when you look at them, they've got an awful lot of very soft downy feathers underneath their main plumage, and although they've got this wonderful striking colours, their soft downy feathers are just grey. So it always gives every single one of they've got this beautiful vibrant colours, but actually when you look at them really closely, it's almost like they've almost got this kind of weird grey to all of their colours. He's gonna look at these guys like, what the hell are you guys doing? You can see, because this is Canson paper, main tapes, it is buckling slightly under the ink, but to be honest, not a worry at all. I just have one of the cats come into the room as well, so I'm joined by everybody today. So I'm just going to fill that in. Now, his wing comes up because his head is down. His wing kind of comes up this way. Maybe I'll make his butt big enough. Nothing wrong with a big butt, unless you're a blue tit, and I suppose it can get you into trouble. His ring, his marks. Now, interesting enough, blue tits have these beautiful masks on their faces, almost like bandit masks. I'm not really sure what the meaning of their the kind of colouring and markings actually are. I'll have to look that up one day. And he's got his leg is there, where he kind of, he's got like fluffy bits at his back end, just there. And he's got fluffy bits there. So the nice thing about using fan brush is that it gives me the ability to kind of create fluffy bits. Fluffy bits are good. Fluffy bits are really good. Right. So that's done for the ink, I think. What I'll probably do is, when I frame it, what I'll probably do is probably cut it along here and make it about that. Just because I don't really think I need all the space. It's nice having all this space, but I don't have a lot in it, and I really want to focus on here, and the point of the focal point here is that we come across to here. So I'm just going to let this dry a second. If anyone's wondering what the weird noises are in the background, it is actually the fact I have a game running. My husband and I regularly play Europa Universalis 4 against each other. Usually, because he's not furloughed at the moment, once he's off on the end of a Friday, we'll start a game Saturday and we'll play across a whole weekend. And even then we never finish. He usually plays as a European country, so he's forever beating me. I quite like this background, but I want to break it up a bit. It's kind of annoying me. The ink's a bit thick. So what I might do is add a little bit of water to the ink. All I want to know is basically I've chucked it into a cup. It's black acrylic ink. It's quite thick. I have left it as it's thick, but I am going to get a little bit of water. I'm just going to thin it out and just do something. Because I like what I've got here with all this negative space, but I really do want to, I don't know, it just feels like it's too much negative space. So, a little bit of water, not much, just a little, so it's more like a dirty mug, just in a little plastic cup. I feel that the light is coming in from this side and hitting the birds this way on a diagonal, so what I want is just I love dirty water, it works really well. And a fan brush even better. Just I'm gonna kind of bring in this much. Just needed something. It was too much open space. There we go. Right, I'll probably knock that over. You watch me knock that over later. That's pretty much how I work. So constantly knocking them over. How's this doing? We're getting there on the dry front, which is good. I'm going to look at colours. So for the blue tits, there's a lot of grey, an awful lot of grey. So I've got a few base grey colours. I have a warm tone grey. Most of these that I'm using are Schmick and Unison. So I have 2 pound pastels here as well. I have a white and a black, just in case I need to add something. Weirdly enough, I actually use paintbrushes to apply them for finer details. See if you really need them, but I'm kind of wanting to really keep this quite blocky. So I have a warm light grey, and then in Schmick I have a kind of a slightly cooler light grey. This one's actually lighter than the other one. And then for the white, now the white on a blue tit isn't white, it's more like a yellow white, but I'm wanting to try and keep this very cool because of the kind of tone of the paper. It is quite a warm grey, but I really want this quite a cool painting, so I'm going to use a light blue white, another Unison. This one's a light 14. It's quite a large, it's one of the big ones. I use a lot of this for landscape work, so I tend to buy these quite large. And then for the blue tit, I have got a lot of yellow green. So there's one, which is a slightly darker, more vibrant one, and then that's the one with a lot more yellow in it. And then we have a yellow ochre, and then we have one with a lot more blue yellow in, still fairly warm. And then on top of that we have our cooler blues. So we have our grey blue, that's a Unison. We have our cornflower blue, that's a Schmick. Our navy, that's a Schmick. And we have sneaked in a very blue. I'm going to call it very blue, I don't actually have a name for this one. I believe it's a Rembrandt. It's quite a hard pastel. I use some hard pastels for the Sambe work, so just to keep everything going. For the background, I'm probably going to add in some kind of grey tone purples and violets. This is a grey tone violet. This is a Unison, and we're going to apply this to the back. It's getting there. Not quite dry, but it's getting there. Dry faster. It's quite warm upstairs. Up in the top room of the house, so you can hear cars going by. My room, the top room, overlooks the high street in Dunkeld, Scotland. So it's quite a quiet day. Directly across from us is the co-op. So we should see a lot of people, usually in a queue. And today's queue at this present moment is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people waiting to get in. It's such a tiny co-op. Yeah, the background's dry enough. The bird's getting there. Right, let's do something with this background. I've got a number of different violets. I don't really want to. I want to keep a lot of the I want to keep a lot of the grey on the background. So we will. You can see straight away, this is, I've put it on the rough side of the Canson Maintains paper, just because I really want to doesn't really matter if I get it on the birds at this point, because I'm going over it, and I can always rub it out. Point of this, especially with monoblocking, is and monotypes, is that really you want to be looking at your mark making. So I've got this on the flat, and you kind of see I'm just using it at a slight angle, so it's actually heavier on one side than it is the other. this. I actually considered doing the background bright orange. I absolutely love colour, so, but I think in this case, I wanted to go for something just a little bit cooler. The sun kind of keeps popping out and popping back again, which is quite irritating. So that's the darker one of the grey purples, and I've got another one, which is a slightly lighter colour. Get it too close to the birds. I'm kind of like where we're going with that. So we have a darker. Oh, there's some black on there. That's helpful. Let's pull that off. Branches, so you can kind of see, just kind of following the line of the branch, just to show this is where the branch is, and just make it stand out a bit more. Kind of get you there. Okay, and what I'm going to do is rub some of these areas in. Just because I like the texture of the paper, but sometimes it can just be a bit too much. Yeah, that would be a bit too much. That in, I think I'm going to add a bit more, just kind of mix a bit more together. A bit fluffy head. Right, so we're almost there on the dryness of the birds. Branch is definitely dry, so I want to make too much of that out of the branch, because I don't really want to bring it forward too much, because it's the birds that I want to see. So I'm going to use a very dark brown. This one is a Snellier. Can't remember when I got those, but it's very powdery, this one. But it will just bring just a little bit of colour to the branch. Take out some of this black. I don't not going for too much, but there we go. So just giving the branch just a little more depth. Not much, just a bit more. Maybe I should add a bit more. There's a problem with this sort of thing. You sit here and start to think, oh, maybe I should just. I've read the saying that, maybe I should just. It's a bad habit. So, maybe I should just. We'll just have a look at where we're going with the light. Now, I know that the light's coming in from this side and it's going that way. So, what we will find is we'll find this is another hard pastel, so it's not going to be too easy to get this on. Make sure I get the tops. I also want to kind of outline the feet slightly, because obviously being black, you tend to kind of lose them. Not much, but you do tend to lose them. Purple there as well. It gets everywhere. Tell you what, the dust sometimes. That's why I do a lot more with doing a lot more with pans at the moment. It's just because you don't get the dust. Okay, I think we're just about ready. As you can see, yeah, I'm just going to dab these. Hopefully that will dry it a bit faster. Make a huge mess while I'm at it, but that's anymore. Right. How's that working? That's a bit better. Right, so down to our blue tits. I'm going to leave the white for a minute because I really want to tackle these blues. So, I'm just going to mark out. Now this guy, because he's facing us, his blue crown is literally right in front of us. So his blue crown comes down. I'm going to rub that in. And yes, I am using my fingers. And then you've got one kind of side on. So you've got it to the side. And you've also got this beautiful patch here on the wing. And underside here, and then also on the tail feathers as well, like that. And then you on the end, your head's slightly angled down, so we've got more of a crown here than we have on that one. You can see more of it looking front. And And then you can see just a smidge here, which is the corner of the end of the wing. And then obviously it's same there as we've got with the tail. And then on top of that, we're going to add some of our heavier blues. And we're just, the point of today's exercise is looking at mark making. So this is a very, very small pastel, just this size. But what it will do is it will give us the ability to make better marks because it's just such a small pastel. And then we'll go in with the final, which is the navy. And we'll go on the top. And just mark that in. And then same with you, you're on the wing there, and then brought into the right. This is annoying me. I don't know why, it just is. What I might do is add in another colour at some point. Right, okay. So, we've got these greens. I'm going to add grey first, and then I want to overlay the yellows and greens. And we will go with warmer grey first. So he's got this. I may use a darker. We've got these, I don't know what it is, right at the top of their leg joint there's like an elbow or knee joint where it comes back, and then as the leg comes back into the body they always have this little tuft of fur. I'm not really sure why, but it does seem to be case, and it's just around where it comes into the body. Okay, and then there's a flash of white here. Don't see much of it on this one. Squished little face because he's at such a weird angle. This one. It's like, how do I make you have a face, mister? How do I make you have a face? And this one is little patches here and there you see, and you think, what the hell is that? And it's just, they have some very unusual marking on their underside. Like they have this black line coming up. You see it here as he comes up here, and just coming and clipping in here. So I'm just nipping that in. And that's weird. No idea why or what that's about. Right, we are going to use a slightly darker grey. I'm going to toot it up. Let's see how this. Because obviously the whole point of the black is that it's supposed to be doing that for me. So this patch of grey right there, the back of their heads. Just adding in little bits of grey in the branch. And that's because we can use it to bring out these feet. It helps that the grey is also in the bird. I can't see a thing at the moment, it's so sunny. Right, let's add in some of these yellows. One darker one first. Straight in with a bright colour, mostly because I'm weird and I do actually really like bright colours. I always like bright colours. One. Careful not to try and touch too much of this blue, because it will produce a lovely green, and I will want green, but not quite there. Right, let's add some of that green in there before we lose. Now we've got almost fluorescent. Wonderful, just what I always wanted. And we've got this green on the back. I'm thinking I'm going to go for a bit more of a earthy coloured green. Something a bit darker. I don't want it too like this. Yeah, that's better. Tablet turns itself off and you can't see the picture anymore. And I'm gonna add some more of this grey in. Right at the top there. It's kind of where they're catching the sun the most. Right. I'm gonna flashes of this. Now, this is quite a strong white. But for all that it's a strong white, it does really bring out where things are. For example, here, and then flashing on the eyes. And just also where it's kind of picking up. Have a tendency to have little flashings of white in really weird places. Like they have this little white flash bar here, and then occasionally you pick it up on their backs. And he's got one there. I'm not sure why. To bring in some more of the dark grey there. I say dark, it's not actually a dark, is it? I know what I mean, even if nobody else does. What I really want to do, I'm just going to use black. Just bring this beak back in. Just kind of felt I lost it a little bit too much. On that one. Right. Now, I think what I want to do is just bring a bit more of this. If you wondered, a lot of these marks are up and down because actually what they're stood behind is looks to be a garden fence. So although I don't want to obviously simulate a garden fence, what I do want is to give some sort of recognisable feeling. Stand out a bit more than it currently is. Well, I think that's it for today's sketch. I hope any of you that tuned in today joined in and enjoyed our quick sketch. I'll be experimenting a lot more with monotypes in the future, and if anyone's interested, I will get this in a mount and it'll be up for sale for £60 for whoever wants it. It'll make a nice addition to somebody's wall, especially any pale coloured walls, because the colours of the blue tits will always make it stand out. They're beautiful birds, absolutely love them, and they're such cheeky characters as well. I swear to God, if I left the window open, they'd be in the house and eating in the kitchen. Next time I'll just invite them to join us for dinner. Anyway, thank you everyone for today, and